Okay, this is really not normal. Idling somewhere around 700 Rs. Yeah, that's about more like I'd want to have it. Normally, I like my Triumph to idle low, and it won't continue to idle on its own because it fluctuates. But it's doing it now. Really, the idle's about 550. That's a little low. Should maybe idle at 6. Idling like that brought it up to 222 degrees, and I just went 16 miles after our retiming the bike. The thing was, I had it running pretty good for about 2 weeks. Then it started pinging a little bit, but also at high elevation it didn't have any guts. So 2 things I wanted to solve. And it hadn't been washed in 3-4 months, so I washed it. And things started to go bad from there. Although I didn't spray it off heavily with water, I did dribble water, and some got in the carb. I found it in the float bowl, drain. So I cleaned that out. But it still wasn't running just right, so I took the carburetor apart, and while I was at it, I figured the main jet should stay the same, and I lowered the needle from the middle groove down to the lowest groove. Or actually, I put the needle on the highest groove and lowered the needle. Still didn't stop the pinging. The pinging, it wouldn't ping. It wouldn't ping. It wasn't pinging when you first start. It's after it warms up. Say you get off the freeway, nice and hot, and then every stop sign is like, it's hard to take off without pinging. So at that point, I tried a whole bunch of trial and error repositioning of the contact plate just a little bit. Tried to retard the pinging out of there, and really went so far that, you know, you could tell that wasn't going to solve the problem. So the next thing you got to do is maybe check your advance unit after you've checked those other items. And did that today. Had to take it off, take it all apart, and it seemed to me, although it was a 2007 installation of a brand new advance unit for a TR5MX, I just didn't think that the springs were pulling the weights back as much as I'd like to see them. So I spread apart I spread apart a little wider to get a little more oomph on the springs, and now it's not pinging whatsoever. Retimed it, just went out for 16 miles, top speed 60 something miles an hour. Okay, so today is the 16th of September, and it's 4 o'clock. I currently have 326 hours and 23 minutes of riding and 8,716 miles since I made the Triumph street legal. I've owned it since it was new, but it hasn't been street legal until 2007. So it's been a long time as a dirt bike. Seems to be going good now.